Michael Jordan in career, his whole career played 78 games a year. And that's not even counting the playoffs when you're playing, in the preseason. So you're talking about 115 games a year. That dude probably played in about 112 of those 115 games.
End the debate, please. Here we go. 3 parts. One player has won the scoring title, regular season MVP, was first team defensive player, led the playoffs in scoring, and won the MVP in the finals. All 5 things. It's only happened 4 times in the NBA. You know who the 4 players who do it were? Jordan.
Michael never set out games. If Michael set out a game, he made sure he played at least 25 minutes so you saw him play. Whether it be preseason, he didn't miss any regular season games. But during preseason where most stars sit out, he played.
The audacity is unreal. The sheer confidence LeBron shows acting like 22 years of up and down greatness can go toe-to-toe with 13 years of absolute, uninterrupted domination is wild. And now, one of Michael Jordan's own championship teammates just blew the GOAT debate wide open with a truth bomb so sharp it left LeBron supporters stunned, silent, and scrambling. I'm not adding bias here. This didn't come from a fan, a commentator, or some TV personality. It came from a man who lived inside that era. Someone who didn't just witness greatness, he survived it, practiced with it, and won banners because of it. Stacy King. 3-time NBA champion. Not a talking head. Not a desk expert. A real teammate who shared the floor with the legend himself. And what he said. It hit LeBron's fanbase like a cold slap of reality. Because numbers don't lie. And legacy doesn't bend. Here's the line that sent the basketball world into chaos. What you're stretching across 20 years, MJ did in 13. 13 years. That's all it took. Let that sink in while LeBron fans try to explain how 2 decades of chasing still can't catch a shadow that never slowed down in the first place.
I'm not coming from a biased position where I'm just like, oh, that was my era, so I'm being biased. No, my eyes don't lie. I know what I've seen. And as great as LeBron is, and he's fantastic, but he ain't fucking with MJ. Just based off the eye test and the skill level and some of the stats and the heart, nah, yo, no. I saw MJ play from his prime to his retirement. I saw Kobe play from his prime to his retirement. I've seen LeBron from his prime to his eventual retirement. How this young generation is so dismissive of this stat when they go, well, LeBron James has been to the finals.
But King didn't stop there. He kept applying pressure like he hadn't even started sweating. LeBron James will go down as one of the best players ever, King admitted. But let's stop the GOAT debate. And he said it with the calm confidence of a man who's seen true greatness at arm's length. Then came the knockout blow. King went straight for the one stat LeBron fans never want to talk about, the one they dodge like it's a 100 miles per hour fastball headed for their face. After 22 seasons, LeBron still hasn't reached Michael Jordan's 6 rings. 6 championships in just 13 years, while LeBron spent more than 2 decades collecting 4. And once you bring up efficiency, yeah, the entire room suddenly gets real quiet. Because here's where the conversation completely collapses for Team LeBron. Jordan didn't just win more, he did it in half the time. In only 13 iconic seasons, MJ stacked 6 championships, 6 finals MVPs, 5 regular season MVPs, 14 All-Star appearances, including the Washington comeback, 32,000 plus career points, and the wildest part? He took 2 full years off to go play baseball and still did all that.
I low-key think Mike's so competitive, bro. Mike could come out of retirement right now to play Bron
and do it.
Do you know what Michael Jordan had to deal with, bro?
He can go over his finals opponents.
You tell me who lost.
The Heat played a Thunder team with Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden in the finals.
I like how you say, who was going to guard Mike on that Thunder team?
James Harden. So you mean it's...
Meanwhile, LeBron needed 22 long seasons. 22 years just to walk away with 4 championships and 4 finals MVPs. No matter how hard his fans twist the numbers, the math refuses to cooperate. That guy doubled the years and still walked away with barely 2/3 of what MJ secured in almost half the time. And then comes the usual excuse, but LeBron played longer. Yeah, he did. Congratulations on perfect attendance. But as Stacy King keeps trying to hammer home, longevity without that same unmatched dominance doesn't elevate your legacy, it just stretches out the same level of play over more seasons. Jordan could have played until he was 45 if he wanted to. He could have chased records, padded stats, hunted milestones. But he didn't need to. He carved his greatness into history in 13 years, signed it with 6 rings, and walked away. No begging, no chasing, no narrative gymnastics. And King knows this better than anyone because he stood right there with him. He watched a man operate with such precision, such cold efficiency, such ruthless intensity that he could step away twice and still remain untouchable. That's not just dominance, that's legacy carved in stone.
Winning has a price. And leadership has a price. So I pulled people along when they didn't want to be pulled. I challenge people when they don't want to be challenged. And I earned that right because my teammates came after me.
Jordan walked away at the top, not because he faded, not because he slowed down, but because there was literally nothing left for him to prove. And now we get to the part LeBron fans absolutely dread, the finals discussion. Jordan, 6-0. Perfect play. Untouched. LeBron, 4-6. 4 wins, 6 losses. Jordan never cracked when the moment was at its loudest. 6 finals runs. 6 championships. 6 finals MVPs. Not a single Game 7. Not one meltdown on the biggest stage. No emoji essays, no TV specials, no, I'm taking my talents to theatrics. Just pure domination. Meanwhile, LeBron has lost more finals than he's won. 10 trips, 6 Ls. That's not GOAT energy. That's slipping when the spotlight gets blinding. Jordan never let the other team walk off smiling on championship night. Not once. But championships are just numbers, right? Wrong. This is where Stacy King sees what stat-obsessed fans always miss. Cultural impact. Jordan didn't just dominate the game, he shifted the culture. In just 13 years, he became a global force, turning the Chicago Bulls into the most recognizable franchise on the planet. He transformed NBA nights into worldwide events. And his sneakers? They're still outselling every active player's signature line combined. Jordan didn't just win. He reshaped the world around the sport.
I was with Michael Jordan, not last summer, summer before last. We ran into each other in Europe. And he says, Irvin, I don't know why these guys, because if you look at his record, he almost played every game like 5 or 6 times throughout his career. He didn't miss one game. He played in every game. We wanted to play in every game. Pat Riley or our trainer, Gary Beatty, had to make sure that they said, no. B, don't put on your uniform. Don't come sit on that bench because you would want to play because you want to play for your guys.
Meanwhile, LeBron has been grinding for 22 years trying to touch that level of influence, and is still nowhere close to MJ's cultural footprint. Jordan's impact exploded far beyond basketball, far beyond sports, and straight into global culture itself. Space Jam wasn't just a movie. It was a moment. A cultural wave. A worldwide phenomenon that introduced Michael Jordan to kids who had never even seen him play a single minute of NBA basketball. And when it comes to being clutch, Stacy King knows that category better than almost anyone. He stood beside the most cold-blooded closer the game has ever produced. When the stakes rose, when the pressure tightened, when careers and legacies were hanging by a thread, Jordan didn't just answer the moment. He owned it. The shot over Craig Ello. The flu game. The iconic shrug in Portland. The final dagger in Utah. These aren't just highlights, they're historic imprints. Moments carved into the soul of basketball forever.
Play. Whether it be preseason, he didn't miss any regular season games. But during preseason where most stars sit out, he played. I mean, we played in Lincoln, Nebraska. We played in Sioux Falls. We played in some small venues to get the people who may not be able to get to a big city to see us. We go into those places and play. And most star players, I'm not playing in Lincoln, Nebraska. I'm sitting out. You know, Michael would play first and third quarter, 24 minutes to let people see, because he recognized, and Kobe's the same way, that this might be the only time that they're able to afford to see me play. And I want to make sure I put on a show. These guys nowadays, they don't look at it that way. The fans pay these anomalous, these crazy salaries. The fans,
LeBron? Well, let's just say Dallas 2011 is still sitting in the archives collecting dust and embarrassment. When the Heat were at their absolute peak, when the stage demanded greatness, LeBron folded fast. And King? He never, not once, saw Michael Jordan crack like that. Not in any era. Not under any spotlight. Not in any situation. What gives King's words real weight is his experience. He didn't just watch the game evolve, he lived through multiple generations. He saw the shifts. He felt the difference. He knows exactly what Jordan brought to practice, to the locker room, and to the entire organization. Jordan didn't chase superstars to build a super team. He walked in and instantly made everyone sharper. If you want to keep a call to action, here's a cleaner version. By the way, if you're enjoying breakdowns like this, consider subscribing. It helps keep these deep dive stories coming. Jordan didn't just play with teammates, he built them. He elevated everyone around him because excellence wasn't something he asked for. It was the bare minimum. Scottie Pippen doesn't become Scottie Pippen without Jordan pushing him every single day. Dennis Rodman's legendary run? It hit a completely different level once he stood next to MJ. Jordan didn't just dominate the league. He reshaped everyone who played beside him.
Mike.
Knowing that every time you walk into an arena, it's going to be packed. You know what I'm saying? And there ain't no better, y'all know.
That's dope.
Y'all know. And knowing that, it was like being with the Beatles or somebody, man. That every place you go, we would drop him.
Steve Kerr hit those iconic clutch shots because Jordan created those windows, forcing defenses to panic, collapse, and scramble. Jordan didn't just make himself dangerous. He made the entire roster a threat. His presence alone elevated everyone around him. LeBron? He's never operated that way. He's always needed superstar help just to stay in the fight. Miami's big three. Cleveland with Kyrie and Love. The Lakers with AD. He doesn't elevate role players. He needs elite partners to survive the grind. He needs equals just to stay competitive. And then comes the classic excuse. Jordan played in a weaker era. They cried every time. Say that to Magic Johnson. Say it to Larry Bird, Hakeem Olajuwon, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Charles Barkley. All Hall of Fame killers. All still respected today. All part of an era built on physicality and punishment. Jordan faced hand-checking, real contact, real battles every single night. Nothing was soft. Nothing was easy. You earned every point with bruises. Meanwhile, LeBron is hooping in the softest era the league has ever seen. Flagrant fouls for breathing too hard, technicals for staring too long. And even with all that, it still took him 22 years to collect 4 rings. Put Jordan in today's wide-open, no-contact, spacing-heavy NBA and he'd be dropping 45 a night without breaking a sweat. And King didn't just talk vibes, he talked numbers. The ones that matter. Scoring titles, Jordan, 10 LeBron, 1 in 22 years, Defensive Player of the Year, Jordan. 1 LeBron, 0 steals titles. Jordan, 3 LeBron, 0 All-NBA first teams per year played. Jordan still wins that comparison easily. But here's the stat that shuts down arguments before they even begin. Jordan averaged 31 points per game for his entire career. LeBron sits at 27. 2. More efficient, more dominant, more dangerous. In every way that actually matters.
I had a question about the Bosch spacing, but because you just said that, was that the low point for you in your career?
Oh, for sure.
2011.
The lowest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the lowest.
And then Stacy King dropped the line that really shuts the whole conversation down. He said, flat out, that he doesn't believe LeBron will ever pass legends like Kobe Bryant, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Wilt Chamberlain on the all-time list. And that's coming from someone who lived those battles, who shared a locker room with the greatest ever. Think about that for a second. A man who won championships next to Michael Jordan doesn't even put LeBron in the top 3. And he's not wrong. Kareem owns the scoring crown and 6 rings. Kobe has 5 and a mentality that froze entire arenas. Wilt put up numbers that look fake even today. Meanwhile, LeBron is still trying to squeeze into the top 5 conversation while Jordan sits on the throne untouched, a king without challenges. King witnessed Jordan's mental toughness up close. This is the same guy who came back from baseball and immediately rattled off 3 more championships. The guy who played through food poisoning, nearly collapsing, yet dragged his team to victory. The guy who turned every slight, every insult, every challenge into fuel for domination. LeBron? When things go sideways, we see cryptic posts, sideline frustration, blame toward coaches or teammates, or another hunt for a super team when he can't win solo. That's not GOAT mentality. That's participation trophy energy. Jordan never chased approval. Never begged for validation. He didn't need a PR campaign to convince the world he was the greatest. His game made the entire planet talk for him. And here's what Stacy King gets that casual fans always miss. Greatness isn't about how long you stayed in the league, it's about how completely you owned it while you were there. Jordan controlled the NBA with an iron grip. 6 championships in 8 years. 10 scoring titles. 5 MVPs. A perfect finals record. A global icon status so massive it reshaped sports culture forever. All of that, all of it, locked in before LeBron even entered the league. Jordan cemented his GOAT status in 13 years. LeBron needed 22 seasons just to get himself into the conversation. Stacy King's message couldn't be clearer: the GOAT debate is over. Stop dragging it out.
Especially over different eras, but from where you were standing and playing, was Michael the best or the greatest ever?
For sure. I mean, you look at the MVPs that he was able to achieve, but I think it was all brought from us being successful as a team. Obviously, someone is going to bring those accolades home, but yeah, he was the greatest player, definitely in basketball.
It all ended in 1998. The second Jordan elevated for that final shot, buried it, and walked away untouched, undefeated, and undisputed. That moment wasn't just a game winner. It was the closing chapter of the GOAT debate. The numbers don't lie. The legends who lived it don't lie. The championships don't lie. And the voices of players who battled through both eras definitely don't lie either. So when Stacy King says that everything LeBron needed 22 years to chase, Jordan secured in just 13? That's not a hot take, that's basic math. LeBron fans can shout longevity all day, but staying around longer without the same level of dominance doesn't make you the GOAT. It just means you stretched your averages over more seasons. Jordan could have stayed in the league until 2010 if he wanted. He could have shattered every record in sight. But he didn't need to. He proved everything. He finished the story. And he walked out clean. Every argument made for LeBron collapses under the weight of MJ's efficiency. More rings in less time, perfect finals record, heavier accolades, bigger cultural impact, colder clutch moments, stronger leadership, tougher era, sharper mindset, a killer instinct. No one has matched. Stacy King lived through all of it. He saw it. He breathed it. He won with it. And now he's laying out a truth LeBron supporters don't want to hear. This debate didn't end today. It didn't end this decade. It ended in 1998, the moment Michael Jordan hit that last shot and walked into history with nothing left to chase. The GOAT conversation isn't even a debate anymore. It's desperation. Fans trying to rewrite history because they can't rewrite greatness. History belongs to the ones who dominated. And Jordan dominated faster, cleaner, harder, and with more style than anyone who has ever stepped on a basketball court. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. 6 rings. 13 years. Debate